Hello? I can hear you.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
How's
hello.
how's it going?
I'm doing
d-Rad watchers.
yes.
Oh,
I'm
oh, and d-Rad, and of course you.
yeah,
Hello.
of course me. The d-Rad. I'm doing well. How's the start of your weekend going, Chan?
It's going good. I've been perfecting my recipe for this lunch session.
Ooh. You know what? Let's start off showing off our lunch. I'll show mine off first because yours is kind of like the main event here. So, let me drink
Okay,
my
sounds good.
water. So, it's very basic because it's
It's
just a
it's
It's just a chicken sandwich. Just a basic chicken sandwich that I'm gonna consume.
oh, it looks good.
Yeah,
I
thank
like
you.
it.
Then I also, if I get hungry, let's just say if I consume it all, if I get hungry a little bit later, I like Chex Mix. So I also brought Chex Mix with me as well. I wish I could share with you, Chen, if you want some.
Uh, ship it over. Uh, express shipping.
Alright, I got you, I got you. Then I also got my water right over here. H2O. Hmm. But yeah, let's jump in. So what did you bring for lunchies today, Chen?
Yes, let me show you. So I have the one and only water rice, which you can see.
Ooh,
Yes,
the
nice,
famous
some
water
nice
rice.
boiled water
Yep.
on top of some leftover rice.
Mm-hmm.
And for my side, I have a salted egg.
A salted. Ooh, okay, nice,
Yes.
awesome. So it's been kind of like on your stream. I would say kind of like a gag with your like your community, cause I think I was there when you discussed water rice for the first time.
We
And
discuss water rice too often.
yeah. And I think, yeah, because I don't know where that came up, but you were just saying, yeah, I do this with rice. Then your whole community just like kind of like, we're just like on you on this. You're like, what? You water your rice? What are you talking about, Chenergy? And you're just like, hey, this is what this is what I do, and this and that. And I'm just like, oh, what's this? I've never like this is my first time actually like when you were talking about water rice. I've never put water on rice. So can you explain the origins of water rice? Why you like putting water on the rice?
Yes, I can go into that for sure. Yeah. So, um, oh wait, wait. Also, wait. Was I supposed to do an intro by the way, or did I forget to do that?
Oh wait, yep, we forgot to do an intro. Well, introduce yourself real quick before we talk about the
Okay.
water ice.
Yes, I would like to not have my first foot in the door with just introducing water ice and get slandered for it. But hey y'all, I'm Chenergy. On my channel we do some like very casual speedrunning content. We do like Hades, Cuphead, learning the Celeste speedrun right now. Do a little bit of pixel art here and there. Oh, hello Odd Bandicoot
Hi,
and
Odd.
Vizango. But yeah, that's kind of the TLDR of what I do. I do preach the good word about water ice, and
Yes.
so yeah, we can get into the origin of water ice if you're curious. So yeah, I mean, basically, I've been eating water ice my whole life. Some people I think have this image that I eat it like every other day or something like that. This is the
Yeah.
first time I've eaten water ice in a good time.
Uh huh.
But it started when I was a kid because my mom would just make it when it was, kind of like a simple breakfast. We'd have like dinner the day before with rice, and we have some leftover rice.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just very easy to like reheat the rice this way, right? Like you just boil
Right.
water and put it over your rice.
Mm-hmm.
And either like with the egg I'm eating today, I sometimes eat it with like a canned fish on the side, like a
Mm-hmm.
like a salty like I actually don't know what fishes it is, but there's like plenty of things I eat with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's just been something I've always seen, and I find it kind of like very simple and easy comfort food, if you will.
Yeah. Nice. And I don't judge with food or anything. I was just curious, but I was just like, whoa, what's this? When your chat was just doing that, I was just like,
My chat, they do not appreciate my genius. I'm ahead of my time.
Yes, I agree with you. Even though I bring up water ice, but I love your water ice technique. I love how you explain it. I gotta try the water ice. I've never done it before. I'm actually my parents are actually here. I wonder if because I'm gonna ask my mom if she's ever put like water on rice or something like yours have. And I'm gonna I'm gonna like. Can you show your water rice real quick so I can?
Yes.
So I can screenshot that and share that, show it to my mom.
I don't know if you can see it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's literally
I can see
just boiled water and rice.
it. Okay.
Nothing
Nothing
too
special.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've never seen my mom do water rice, but she's done like everything with like foods. So I'm just gonna ask her like, have you ever had water rice before?
Let me know.
Yep, I will. Well, before we start our conversation, Chenergy, let's cheers. So I'll bring my food up here. You have yours. We'll take a bite of ours, then we'll start our conversation. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's go.
Let me need some of that egg.
I took a big bite. Well, I hope chat's doing well. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're from around this beautiful planet. Hanging out with me and Chenergy today. Sorry if I'm talking with my mouth full. That's rude. Let me get some water. Man, I tend to do that sometimes. Where I just talk with my mouth full and I'm like, oops, sorry. Is that the famed water rice? Ooh, I bet this is somebody for your community. Hey,
you already know, Al. You already know.
Yummy,
yummy. Water ice in my tummy.
The famous water ice is here. Yes. All right. Okay, all the food's gone. Chenergy, I got my first question for you. Oops. I mean my pen. What are the origins of your name? I really like your name. It's very creative. When I first met you, and I recall we met each other for the first time through Triforce +1, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Shoutouts.
Yeah, I miss him a lot. I know he's on hiatus right now, but he's introduced me to so many people, which includes you. And I believe it was like a raid. I think you were playing, Hades or something when you.
It was probably Hades, yeah.
Yeah, we raided over to you, and that's how I discovered you. But yeah, how did you come up with your name? Origins. Story.
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't really talk about it too much. It's not the most interesting story, but it was. Yeah, we can get into it. So, my name is Chenny. It's like Jenny, but with a CH. I guess it's spelled a bit differently, but I personally am a pun enjoyer. So I really like making puns here and there at the expense of others, if you will. But so, and that goes along with my like gamer tags as well. I like to brand everything with some kind of twist on my name. So like for example, like I'll be like Cheninator on like one account that was made as a kid.
Yeah.
I've made accounts to like Chenalicious, stuff like that. Not the greatest puns looking back on it, but I like to incorporate my name into my tag.
Yeah.
I kind of like that there's a bit of an association there rather than just something completely random. And there's nothing wrong with that either, but I just find it a bit easier to like connect to myself.
Yep.
So when I was coming up with a channel/brand name, a big part of it was I want to make something with Chen in it as a basis, and kind of go from there. But I really did not want to go with Cheninator or Chenalicious. I was like,
Aw.
I need something else, something that might make a little bit more sense. So my partner and I, we were brainstorming a lot. Yeah, and I really liked like the symbolism of like the sun and how that kind of connects to things like daylight and
Mm-hmm.
like being active, just like general energy, things like that. And we brainstormed like a couple of like concepts with like batteries or like controllers, because I wanted to do things with like gaming and things of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of just clicked at some point. I don't remember exactly when the name came up, but there's this idea of like, okay, what are words associated with the sun, with energy, with battery, stuff like that.
Yep.
And we're like, oh, energy goes directly into Chen, and it actually sounds like kind of nice. It rolls off the tongue. There's definitely things you can play around with in terms of assets,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how it came to be. So we rolled with Chenergy. The I guess fun fact about my logo is it's kind of a combination between like a gamepad, a sun, a control stick, and a control stick starts with like a C too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very happy that we stumbled upon it. I'm pretty happy with the name.
Nice. Yeah, I really like your logo. Now I gotta kind of see it now since you kind of explained your whole the sun thing. Because whenever I look at your logo, I'm just like, oh, that just intrigues me. I think, did you give me your logo as a sticker? Because
I think so. Yeah, I have.
yeah, I wonder where it
I have one
is.
on the side here.
I think
I
I
have a bunch of
have.
stickers. If anyone's going to AX, let me know.
Yeah.
I have leftover stickers. If anyone wants stickers,
Ooh,
I have
yes.
like my logo. I have like my logo.
Yep, there it
My
is.
logo.
Yeah, I
We have,
have
like-
I have your logo on my table right now, so it's just right over here.
Yeah,
Cool.
I got like pixel art. It's like a Hades sword.
Yep, I got that one. That is so cool. And I also
Yeah.
got your.
The Kirby
Is that
one.
a Piplup?
Oh yeah, it's Piplum. You
Piplum?
can kind
Yeah.
of see it in my background.
Yeah.
It's a pixel art of my Piplum plushie.
Yeah, I got that one too. Awesome.
Ah.
But yeah, that's really, really, really creative with all your names, the puns with that. That kind of, you can put that to anything, which is really cool. Cheninator, I really like that a lot. That really popped me. Maybe you could use it for, maybe you could use it for as like a quote or something, you know? Just an idea, just an idea.
I will keep it as an idea. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like it. Do you have a favorite pun of all time that you like to use?
Like with my name, or just like pun in general?
Let's just say you like puns in general, right?
I do.
Okay, well, your favorite pun like of all time then?
I have no idea. I can't think of. You can't put me on the spot like that.
Hey,
That's not how it works. Let me think. The general go-to pun.
Mm-hmm. But if you want to go back to your name, you can do that too.
I don't know. Maybe something like if if people look at me and they're like, water ice,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I like that. Let's go.
There's one.
I love that. You got me. Oh, you're getting a boo here.
I feed off the booze.
Yeah.
That's my second form of food intake.
Yeah. Nice. Speaking of names, and how did you get into Twitch? How did you start?
Yeah. So that's a fun story. And Alge, I think Alge knows a little bit. Actually, Alge might know more than the average person, because most people, I think associate me with Twitch. But
Mm-hmm.
I actually started on YouTube one summer, and because some of my big inspirations for content creation were Chugga Conroy on
Hmm.
YouTube. He makes a lot of Let's Play content, as well as someone named Steven George. He runs channels called like Steven Plays and Steven Vlog. I think they're actually friends with each other, but I watched a lot of their content in high school, middle school, and I've always loved video editing as kind of like a side hobby. I was always super passionate about my extra credit high school video projects. They were like very high quality. I put like way too many hours into them
Nice.
for like a 95, like two point bump in my overall grade. But
Yeah.
I was really at a loss for what to do during my college years, because I think the pandemic hit. It was hard to find like internships or jobs. So I was
Hmm.
like, well, maybe now's the time, because I think back in high school I did have the thought of like, oh, what if I started creating content? And back then, I don't think content creation has been in the place where it has been now, right? I feel like a
Right.
lot of people see streaming content creation as like a very lucrative career goal, but I think even back then, what was that, like 6 years ago at this point? I don't think it was as popular and as well respected as it is now. Like even today, I notice things like gaming, or like even things like watching anime or K-pop are much more mainstream
Yeah.
today than they were back then. I definitely hit a little bit of like how much I like games back then, because I feel like if you like games, you're like a nerd or something like that, and that was bad.
Yeah.
Uh, but sorry, to go back to your question. So that summer, I thought, you know what? Let's actually go for it. Let's try and come up with a brand. Let's try and start making content. The chances of it being successful probably not very high, but it's like a, think of it less as a like something you want to do as a job, but more as like just something on the side, something to keep you busy. So I started making YouTube content. I did like Let's Plays. We started with A Hat in Time. I did Super Mario Galaxy when like the 30th anniversary for Mario came out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think I was enjoying it too much. I think what I realized was I liked that kind of interactivity aspect of streaming.
Yep.
So I made the shift to Twitch to start streaming, and yeah, that's kind of how we started.
Nice. What year did you start streaming on Twitch?
Let's see, if we started YouTube, I think during the pandemic,
Oh,
which
okay.
was what, 20,
2020.
it was 2020, right? Because it was like the tail end of
Yep.
2019 that the pandemic started.
Yep. Yep.
So I started about 2 years ago, because I think I made the shift from YouTube to Twitch late 2020.
Okay. You're pretty much like the same thing like me. I started well because I was on YouTube just doing the same thing like you, content
Mm.
creation and whatnot, doing let's plays. Then when the pandemic hit, I was just like, oh man, I have time to actually do stuff now because I got to work from home, and I'm just like, I'm gonna give Twitch a shot, and just like you said, everybody just started to get on it because that was kind of like the advantage. You couldn't go anywhere. Let's hang out. I mean, let's everybody just kind of gave it a shot, and I felt like personally for me too, it blew up during the pandemic, and it's just gotten more popular, just not with just streaming, but like you said, with K-pop and anime, and everybody got to discover like a whole bunch of like just things, and it's just now since everything's been opening up, everybody's been going to like concerts with just like K-pop stars, watching anime in movie theaters, and streaming a lot more too, and going to conventions. Like me and you got to meet at TwitchCon, which was really cool last year. Never thought I would ever meet like just people that I would meet there, like when I started this on like 2020, and just developing all these like amazing friendships, which includes you. on here, and it was just very surreal to me, and I thought it was really cool. Speaking of TwitchCon, because you went last year, how was your experience? How did you like it?
Yeah, no, it was really good. Yeah, and just to like bounce off your point a little bit about meeting people, I think that's been one of the nicer things about streaming and making content, is just meeting people, both like, yeah, like at conventions, or like, just in different chats, like, yeah, like I recognize like Odd Bandicoot in chat, and like
Mm-hmm.
Ouch, and like just seeing people and being able to talk to them and kind of form a community in that sense is it's I don't know, it's just nice, and it's something I think I enjoy more than I thought I would from the start. I guess from the start, I think where I started and where my goals were are very different then than they
Mm-hmm.
are now.
Mm-hmm.
But to go to your question about TwitchCon, it was good. I haven't really gone to that many conventions in the first place. That actually might have been my first one, if not my second one.
Oh, okay.
It was pretty tiring. Uh,
Did
I
you
feel
do
like
Did
it's
you do
just a
all the three
lot
days?
to. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did all 3 days. I think I left like early Sunday though, so not the whole Sunday, but I was there pretty much the first 2 days, more or less,
Okay.
the whole time. So, yeah, it's pretty exhausting. It was fun though, but definitely I felt the impact of it hitting me when I was like heading back. But yeah, it was good. I think it was really fun to see all the artists, especially there.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had like an artist alley. I think, yeah, everyone is so talented
Oh
at
yeah,
those booths.
so good.
Uh, yeah, it was also really cool to see content creators, both big and small. Uh, yeah, it made me realize like, wow, there's a lot of you people.
I know, right?
So no, yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, also, ouch! Let the Mario Galaxy Let's Play die.
Oh, why is that? Chad, was it
I just think the Let's Play content was, yeah. Why is that? No, it's good. I'm proud. I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily the best form of content. But I think it was fun to do. I think it was fun to do. And if anything, what I got out of it was, one of my friends said he really liked the way I introed those videos. So I would say like Super Mario Galaxy in a certain way. I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, welcome back to Super Mario Galaxy," and
Hey, I like that.
and he was like, "Oh, I love that," and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, you know, cause you just when you start like recording or just doing anything like related to content creation, you'll just come up with these things and it just sticks on. Then once like you have a viewer that hears it, you know, it's like, wow, I really like how you emphasize that word. That's really cool, and I think that's really cool. Do you still have it up? Do you still have your YouTube?
Yeah, it's so up there. I will post some things on there now. More about it's more like clips from the Twitch channel, just of like, speed run personal best when we get like a better time or something like that. I am trying to work on a condensed version of our Pokemon Emerald Rogue run that
Uh-huh.
we did a couple weeks ago, because I thought that was actually pretty fun for me to play, and I thought just for myself it'd be a nice way to look back on it if I made an edited version.
Yep.
I think that's my mentality for a lot of content creation at this point. It's more so for myself than anyone else. Obviously, like I want to do stuff that other people want to watch and like to see, but I think it's more important that I'm enjoying it
Mm-hmm.
than anything else, because it's not like I'm a huge streamer, with like thousands and millions of followers. I think really staying true to what I like will feed off to others, and that's something I think I definitely struggle with sometimes,
Yeah.
but it is something that I try and keep in mind.
Mm-hmm. And that's like something that you're gonna always learn and develop each time when you do stuff. Because I feel like as content creators, you know, we're constantly thinking of like, what am I gonna do for my next channel? I don't know if you're like that, because I'm like that, and just like I always jot things down too. That's kind of like my thing, and I'm just like, okay, what am I gonna do next? What am I gonna do this and that and that? But at the same time, you know, it's a community based too, so always trying to get everybody part of this stream too as well. And I personally feel like whenever I go to your stream, I always get that from you. It's always such a great time. I always like your challenges that you put up, like especially your speed runs with like Cuphead and everything. Because I think that's one I started to watch a lot because you were doing that. Then all these other like challenging games too, like you played Hades. You started playing is it the game's called Celeste, right?
Celeste.
Celeste.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Celeste.
one with the mountain. Yeah.
Yep. Celeste too, and I'm just like, man, the Chenergy's really good at these really challenging games. I really like them, and at the same time, like, you know, you just embrace, like, you're just like, oh, I didn't get this, like when you lose, but you just like keep on going and going, and I really like that. I really like that chat interaction that you have while we're just like cheering you on, or if your community is like, Chen, go hit the spikes, you're like, no, I don't want to.
I do my best. I do my best.
Yeah. So, but I really like that about your streams. It's really cool, and I get intrigued too because I always like put that on my wish list. But I know I have a big backlog, Chen, so I shouldn't put things on my wish list anymore.
Yes. I'm starting to whittle down on my backlog personally. I just started Hi-Fi Rush last night.
Oh.
So, pretty good game. Pretty good game.
Yeah, that's like Steam and Xbox exclusive right now, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, if y'all don't know what it is, it's this rhythm hack and slash almost like game.
Yeah.
Where think of like Bayonetta and like Crypto the Necrodancer combined.
Mm-hmm.
But like the humor is really good, the animation's very pretty, the music sounds awesome. Super good game. I only played like an hour of it last night. I'm trying to get through games now that I finally have finished not Breath of Wild, Tears of the Kingdom this week. After a million years, that game is so big. I know you're still going through Breath of Wild, right, d-Rad?
Yeah. I won't be done with it until the year 2025.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Yeah. Because I think you asked me, you're like, oh, you're playing Breath of Wild. When are you gonna think you're gonna start Tears of the Kingdom? I'm like, 2025.
When we're 80 years old.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while. But let's see here. Chad, do you want to play a game with me?
Oh,
yeah.
Game. I love games.
Yeah. This is my first time doing this with a guest. So you get to be the first one to do it. It's word association.
Okay. I'm game. I'm a gamer.
All right.
Gamers rise.
So I'm just gonna ask you a word, and all you have to do is just associate with anything that comes to mind to it. So I got a few for you.
Like say the first thing on my mind?
Yep. First thing in your mind.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
No, but
okay.
We can go.
You got this. All right. So the first one I have is art.
Pixel art.
All right. Speed run.
Hades.
Console.
Nintendo GameCube.
Food.
Water rice.
Clothes.
V-neck.
Sports.
Badminton.
Cuphead.
Hard.
Twitch.
Also hard.
League of Legends.
I love League of Legends. That's not one word. We'll go with toxicity.
Yeah. There you go. You did it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, those are everything that related to you, because I was just like learning about like your channel, because I've been your channel for like almost like a year. I'm just like, I wonder if he'll get all these, especially the clothes. I was like, ooh, I didn't know you like V-necks.
Oh
you wear,
yes,
you
I
wear V-necks
wear
all the time?
V-neck. Yes, every single stream, I wear V-neck without failure. If you want to see a closet of V-necks, you know where to go.
Oh, nice. Cause I only have one V-neck, but they were like, for me, they were in style in 2012. And I remember
That's
wearing
okay. I'm
everybody.
behind my time.
No, that's awesome. Hey, you're bringing it back. I've never, because when I read your
You're right. I'm a
profile,
trendsetter.
yeah, I read your profile. I was like, wait, V-neck? Let's go. No one ever wears V-neck, so bring it back. Bring it back, Chenergy.
I've been trying to bring it back for the last 8 years.
Bring those.
Actually, do you want to hear a funny story about why I like V-necks?
Yeah, let's go.
It's funny / embarrassing. I don't know if I've told this too often, but the reason I wear V-necks is because I had some friends back in middle school, and a lot of my friends are girls more so than guys. I don't know why that is. Maybe I just get along better with girls, but
Mhm.
but I was friends with like a group of girls, and I think like 1 or 2 guys. And we're just talking. This is like middle school, so like I don't know what we're talking about, but we were talking about clothes, and one of the girls said, "Oh, like boys who wear V-necks are cool."
Yeah.
And my middle school brain was like, "Oh, I see," and because up until this point, my parents would buy me clothes, or my family, and I was wearing these like button ups. I was wearing these colored shirts. I think I looked really nerdy, and I hated that. And
Yeah.
for the first time in my life, I told my mom, like, please buy me a V-neck. My middle school brain was like, this V-neck will be my road to popularity, success, fame,
Yeah.
fortune. It will solve all my issues in life. And I just rode with it, and I kept getting V-necks. I kept wearing them in college.
Uh-huh.
People in my dance team knew me as the person who would wear V-necks and jeans to practice.
Uh-huh.
And when we're doing like content creation, I was like, well, if I have them, I might as well use them. So yeah, I kind of just been rolling with it ever since. But
Keep it going.
yeah, that's how a middle school girl's taste in men's clothes influenced the rest of my life.
Yeah. And you never let it go. I like that. You gotta stick to yourself, You're just like, this is my style. I like that V-neck. It's gonna come with me until the very end. It's gonna be part of my success.
Yeah, even funnier story. I actually reconnected with some of those friends from middle school back then, because I stopped talking to them maybe in like high school throughout college, but over the pandemic we reconnected a little bit. But
Nice.
the girl who suggested the V-necks, I haven't talked to in probably like 8 or 9 years, but I talked to them earlier this year, and the first thing I said to them was, "Hey, you're the reason why I wear V-necks all the time." And she's like, "What?" And she's so confused. And like for some reason, everyone else in that group remembered her saying that, except her.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just something funny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because then you're just like, oh, you don't remember? I guess you're not gonna get the credit or anything when I get like become really famous because of my V-necks.
Missing out.
Yep. Oh, I didn't know you dance. What kind of dancing do you do?
Yeah, I danced for the first time in college. We did I guess more or less hip hop.
Yeah.
But yeah, dancing was something I did not plan to do when I came into college. It was something fairly impulsive. I had a couple of friends who were into it that I met in college. They were very into it. They kind of introduced me to it. I started taking workshops. I joined this beginner dance team. And I owe a lot to that dance team. I did it all 4 years of my college. I was able to become captain 2 out of the 4 years.
Whoa, let's go.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was a very fulfilling role, even though obviously it came with a lot of like its fair share of like drama and hardships, but it was very fulfilling for me because I was able to take on that role of a mentor and leader for people who were in the same place in my shoes, just a couple years ago, right? I was treated very well when I joined the dance team with like no experience with dance whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very fulfilling for me to kind of get to that other side and help people along their journeys in the same way.
Mm.
So yeah, I dance in college. I haven't been doing it as much recently. I spend a lot of my time, just working and doing, streaming content stuff. But yeah, so dance holds a good place in my heart, and a
Nice.
lot of my like current friends and everything come from that dance team.
Nice. Did you compete like in tournaments or competitively?
Yeah, good question. So we were mostly an exhibition team. And
Okay.
what that means is we typically don't compete. But we did have one annual competition with some other teams in the area. And I think our team was historically pretty good among those teams that we competed with. I think the year before I joined, we got second place and we lost by like 0.3 points in the rankings. But
Yeah.
on the year I joined, we actually won by like
Oh.
0.3 points, and we beat the team the year before I joined. So that was pretty cool. It was a very
Nice.
exciting moment for us. I think that event was actually canceled for the rest of my college years. I think the second year, yeah, it got canceled. The third year, I think. Oh, we did compete actually. I think it got moved up. I was gonna say it got canceled because of the pandemic, but
Mm-hmm.
I think we did compete. I think we placed second. We
Oh,
still did
second.
like fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think after that it was just a pandemic. But
Mm.
yeah, no, I got to do some very cool things. I think I am very fortunate to have had the opportunities that I did in my dance scene. There's even one set where I was forced to be like a co-star
Oh yeah.
of the whole dance
Nice.
set,
Mm-hmm.
which was like a lot of pressure, but it was also very cool looking back on it. Yeah, we were trying to figure out because I was part of the board at that point, and
Yeah.
and we were thinking like, okay, who should we cast as like these characters? And then like my other staff members were like you, and I was like, okay, anyone else? Anyone else? We got no, and they're like you. I was like,
You.
okay. Uh, so yeah, it was really stressful because I had to lead the team while also being a big part of the set itself.
Mm-hmm.
But it was worth it in the end. I think yeah, that dance set actually turned out pretty nicely.
Nice. Yeah. It's a lot of work to do. I used to do dance when I was like a kid until like college-ish,
Yeah.
and man, just all the choreography had to do. Then I just remember just being like, just like whoever was like leading the group and everything had to like do everything and just like, okay, this is what you have to do, this and that and that, and just remember the practices. Oh man. And have you ever been to World of Dance? Have you heard
I've
of it?
not been to World of Dance. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't been to that. I've been to some. I've seen some other dance competitions live, but no, I haven't been to World of Dance.
Mm.
Also, I'll ask if they can see some dance moves. Do you have a dance move?
Mm. Can we see some dance moves? I think they're asking you, Chen.
I think they're asking us.
Us? Us? I've lost it. I don't have anything anymore.
I can do an arm wave. Can do that.
Let's see the arm wave.
Let me make sure it's in camera.
Yeah. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
It's kind of hard to do in the frame.
I know, you don't want to knock anything out.
Yeah. There
Nice.
it is. There's your. Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, I was speaking of World of Dance. I used to vendor at events over there, and I would just see these like talented dancers from pretty much all over the world just compete, and all of them just come in like different size, shapes, ages, which was all cool because it's kind of like yeah. Well, actually, never mind. I think it was just mostly kind of youth to maybe, how do you call it, like late adults, like in their 20s? I would say. Because once you're past 18, you're an adult, right?
It's like early adulthood.
Yeah, early adulthood. So yeah, I would just see like all them like work together in that kind of form, and I thought it was really cool. So I was just wondering if you ever competed in World of Dance before, or if any of your like teammates have. Okay.
Or at least not that I know of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if that's still going on as much because of the pandemic. They used to do it kind of like every year, and it was really cool because I always enjoyed going to those events and just, you know, vendoring and just, you know, selling stuff and everything. But so many talented people, it's just amazing.
Yeah, no, yeah, if anyone wants to see some really cool dances, there's a YouTube channel called 1 Million. They're a studio in Korea, and yeah, everyone there is super talented, and like sometimes, so they'll incorporate, if you've never been to like a dance workshop before, they'll teach you over the course of like 1 to 2 hours, and then at the end you'll do something called groups, where they'll section you off into groups of like 3 to 6, maybe 10, depending on how big the group is. But they'll film you doing the choreography that you've learned, and you get one practice run, and then you go quote unquote full out, where you just do it, and you don't have the choreographer there. So like, you either know it or you don't.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Or you can be sneaky and be in the second row, and then just watch the person in the front who's confident enough to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone in those videos is so talented. Like, the choreographer looks amazing, but then you see like the people who learned it over the course of like 2 hours, and they're like killing it, and they're like freestyling it too. There's some like kids that go on there, and I'm like, I'm not even half as talented as you. But yeah, no, that channel has some really cool dances, or like just general like K-pop choreography, like dance practice videos.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're fun to watch.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, I don't watch them. What was that? 1 million? Here,
Yeah,
I can put it in. I can put it in chat. 1 million.
Is it just spelled just 1 million? Oh, okay, just like
yeah.
That. I thought it was like spelled fancy.
It's like
or
the
something.
number 1 and the million.
Okay, I'll definitely look it up on the YouTubes, because I do enjoy still watching dance videos just online, because it's just amazing how much work that they put into it. It's a work of art. I really enjoy like the art of music and dancing. That's something like I wish like I pursued a little bit, but I was just like, man, I don't know, pressure. because I don't know, like for me, like if I get into too much pressure, I'm just like, oh, I'm nervous, I can't do it anymore, anxieties are hitting. But it's fun to be able to perform and everything. It's a weird feeling, like an adrenaline, because I danced in front of thousands of people before, and that was scary. I just remember just hearing the crowd. All you hear is like, wow, that's it. And I was just like, whoa, that's weird. That's a weird feeling, like hearing, you know, like that.
it goes by in a flash.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, but
Mm-hmm.
you spend so much time, months even, practicing a choreography that lasts 2 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Just
like
like that.
usually the music's very loud, the crowd's very loud, and like it's all just muscle memory for you at that point.
Yep. And you just kind of like forget kind of like the crowd is there and you're just focusing on what you learn throughout like the many months that you practice and everything. And because just seeing like I just remember just being behind the curtain, I was so nervous just with my group and everything. I'm like, are you guys nervous? They're like, yeah, this is crazy. And I just peeking over, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're gonna see us all. This is so much pressure. This is our first time going. But once we got out there, we just didn't think anything else. Like we're just like, oh, and it was done. We're just like, yeah, that was awesome. Let's do it again. Let's go back out there. Kind of like that feeling. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Just like that, it's done. How many? Well, just going back to dancing again. So, how many have you performed? Because you said 4 years. So, how many shows do you think, or not shows, performances you've done?
On average, we would do about 3 to 6 performances per year.
Oh
We would
wow.
make about 3 sets. So yeah, I guess it's a little hard to say because obviously the pandemic killed any live performances. We ended up making
Yeah.
like videos those years, but let's see. It must be like something in like the range of like 12 to 15 maybe.
Wow, that's a lot.
Uh yeah. Yeah, it was a good amount. It was a good amount.
Hmm.
Uh Yeah, and I don't remember them very well. Like I said, they really go by quickly. I remember a lot more about the journey there and the
Yeah.
people I met along the way, more so than the performance in and of itself. And I think that was something that was very surprising for me upon reflecting about my dance journey compared to when I entered it. I think when I entered it, it was very much like oh, dancing looks cool. I'm gonna like look cool. I'm gonna impress people back at home or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it really became more about just doing something that a whole group of people shared a common interest in, and it never became about like, oh, I just want to show off to like a crowd or like get applause. It was
Yeah.
it was kind of just doing it for yourself and having that like sense of camaraderie and being a part of something bigger than yourself. I know a lot of people think, oh, if you get placed in the front of a section for a formation, then that means you're good and people behind them are bad. That might hold some truth, but it's very obvious if someone even in the back or the middle is off. So everyone works super hard to play their part in the formation in the team, and I think seeing that all come together in the end, especially when half the team is maybe people who have never danced before, 5 to 10 weeks ago, is something that was always very special for me in my dancing.
Nice. I really like that. That you think about like when just throughout, like you said, the journey, the process, and everything, because it's really important to just like have that because you're coming along with so many people that are doing the exact same thing as you know, and it's it's life changing. It's very life changing. Like when I did like dancing, like I would never forget the practices we did. All like afterwards too. When we got done, we would just talk about it, and we would just like have fun, be hanging out. Then just even after the performances, we would just like really just embrace it. Like, oh my gosh, this was so much fun. The practices were also worth it. We appreciate everything, and I like that. Um, just going back to what you're saying with like dancing, do you think the same thing when it comes to content creation, when it comes to like the journey too?
Yeah, I think I tried to, but obviously dancing and content creation's very different spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the a key difference with content creation and dancing is, whereas dancing is you see a lot of people, and everyone's individual performances really add to the overall performance. I think content creation inherently is very focused on one individual,
Mm-hmm.
even if a lot of other people made this. I don't know how many people you have helping you, but at least for me, it's like it's pretty much like a one person show. I'm sure the more popular content creators have like full on like
A team.
editors for like
Mm-hmm.
different platforms and stuff like that, someone to like coordinate their schedule, things like that. But yeah, content creation is very individually focused, and it's like people either like what you do or like you, or they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes it pretty different from dance in that aspect. So I mean, what was your original question again? Like, do you like it's like about the journey rather than
Yeah, I would say
like
like
the
that.
end
Like
goal?
what? Yeah, kind of like the journey, like first starting, and like if you get that sense of like feeling because you're with a dance team, that'll be part of a community because you meet dancers all over, and they become part of your kind of like community, like kind of like a networking or kind of like that, where like, hey, you're in this dance group, how's it going? I'm in this one. And when you meet like other streamers, like, hey, you stream in this, like for example, like retro video games or pixel art, and you're like, oh, I like that too. You think it's that kind of like the same
Yeah,
that
no,
way?
I think I see where you're going. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I do, and I think, yeah, whenever I retire from streaming, because there's no way like I think any of us will do this for like 20 years down the line. I mean, maybe we will, but maybe I'm wrong on that. But
Yeah.
I think when I reflect on the time on the Twitch streaming content creation space, I will more fondly remember like the people I've met, throughout the whole thing,
Hmm.
rather than my individual streams necessarily. It'll be more about the interactions with people, and who I've met, and having those like funny interactions, or having that moment of like, oh yeah, like, oh, you like Hades too, like, oh, you like Zelda, you like Nintendo,
Hmm.
you like pixel art, like you mentioned.
Yep.
uh that is definitely something I will cherish more so than anything else, I think. Yeah,
Nice.
and for anyone who's trying to do content creation, I think that's a really good piece of advice that you bring up, d-Rad, is you have to enjoy the journey. You absolutely have to enjoy the journey, and if you're not enjoying the journey or the process throughout it all, then it's really not worth, all the stress and time that it takes, because it honestly takes a lot of time. I give you props, d-Rad, because you stream a lot more than me. I stream what, 2 times a week?
Yep.
You're streaming like what, 4 times a week, I think, something
Yeah.
like that.
Kind of like a full-time stream schedule.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep up with it. uh yeah, I already feel overwhelmed a lot of the days with
Yeah.
like work, balancing like my own personal life, because I think as I grow older, and not that I'm like old by any
Yeah.
means, but I think I'm starting to value that sense of time more and more. And there's definitely days where I'm like, man, I don't want to work, I don't want to stream, I want to
Just relax.
potato on the couch
Yep.
and eat water ice.
Yes. That's what you gotta do. Yeah, I guess like for me, like I'm very passionate, so I really enjoyed content creation like back 2010 when I first like made my YouTube video. and I just remember like at the time when algorithm wasn't like as strict and crazy. I just remember just meeting so many awesome people that loved the same thing that I did on YouTube. And like I did it for like 2 years and I stopped because, you know, focusing just on IRL stuff, real life stuff. Then like, you know, I just started thinking of it over time, like, man, I really miss it a lot. I really want to get into this. And I just felt like 2020 really got me into just meeting so many awesome people just like yourself on here. And I have so much fun doing this. I don't really think of it as work. Yeah, it's tiring, but I have like so many of these like resources that I can make really cool stuff, and I really like making stuff because, you know, I'm a creative person. I'm always thinking. I always want to do something. It's because if I'm not doing something, I'm depressed. You know, I'm just like, oh man, I don't want to just like, oh, I gotta do something because it makes me happy, you know, and just be able to just do stuff like this and create just fun content, but most importantly just show off my love for video games and art. It's like really important to me, so I'm glad you see that. that I really do appreciate that a lot, the hard work and everything.
Yeah, no, you have such good energy. Every single time you're like, oh, what's up? Give me your biscuit energy.
Yeah, I think you
No,
said
your energy is great.
so sorry I cut you off, but I was gonna say, yeah, when I was your stream like a couple weeks ago, and you gave me a shout out, and you just said, I don't know how d-Rad has all this energy, but I really like it. And that like, this is what I really like, because that was a day where I was like coming through like a stressful day at work, and I was just like, oh man, I'm really like exhausted and all this. I'm just gonna watch Chen. He's on, and I just watch you just hanging out on your channel. Then that just brought a smile to my face, because I really like that, because that's what, you know, what my channel is all about, and what I represent is a lot of energy, lots of amazing biscuit energy, like I like to say. And it's really cool just to have somebody see that, because that made me smile. So I just want to say thank you for that like amazing compliment last week. I appreciate that.
I appreciate your appreciation.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, looks like we have some peeps here. They said he remembers me, Alg. Then Arctic's.
Oh, it's Ouch, by the way. Like
Is it
algae.
Algae?
Yeah, I went through a whole arc of this,
Ouch.
okay? I won't let you make the same pitfall. I fell down. I spent a good 15 minutes trying to dissect what the enunciation would be on the vocabulary here. Yeah, ouch, like algae.
Okay,
but without the E.
Thank you for correcting me. Thank you. Arctic song. Algae is too iconic not to remember. Hey, welcome in. Hello. You got Ace Unlimited.
Welcome.
Yeah,
hello,
welcome
hello.
guys. And
happy weekend to y'all.
Yes, happy weekend. And you guys are more than welcome to if you have any questions for Chenergy, feel free to type it in. Keep it PG friendly.
What questions do you normally get, d-Rad?
No. I just my stream is a PG stream. So
is there something we should know?
No. Stream's PG. So, I don't want anybody randomly coming in. I'm just like, hey, Chenergy, da. Like, oh no, you can't answer that. Well, if you want to. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go back to video games, Chen. I remember I did watch a little bit of your tier list. You did a Nintendo Switch tier list, was it?
Oh, are you talking about the Game of the Year one, or
no? Was it Game from?
Oh, you were talking about like my top 10 list, right?
Yeah. Your top 10 list, and you had some pretty good choices of games. I enjoyed them. I remember, yeah. we were part of that conversation, so we were kind of listing our games too. What was your number one again?
Was it? Okay, if it's okay, man, I had the list on the side and I threw it out like earlier this week.
Okay.
But if I'm thinking number one, I really don't want to say League of Legends, but but I might say League of Legends. I
Yeah.
feel like I've just played it for too long, and it takes up so much of my life.
How long has
Which
How long has League
I
been? Like, it's been out for like
it's like
long time, right?
yeah, it's been going on for like 13 years. I've been
Holy
playing
crap.
since they're in like season 13 right now, and I've been playing since the end of season 2. So I've played this game for like 12 years, 10 years, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Do you go to any of like the esports events when they have the big league tournaments? I know my cousin's been a few times. They went to over to Chicago to go to the big league tournaments. Have you been to any of
I
those?
haven't been to any North American ones, but when I went to my Europe trip, like what, a month, 2 months ago, at this point, I did go to one of their big tournaments that they were hosting
Oh,
in
nice.
London. So, yeah, that was super cool. Oh, actually, I did go to one when I was in high school. I got to attend a league event. So, yeah, I've been to those two, but
Hmm.
yeah. Aside from League of Legends, I don't know. My top game would have to be some kind of Nintendo game probably. I love Xenoblade. I love I had it in my head. Oh, like Smash Brothers.
Hmm.
Big fan of Smash Brothers. I've played that a lot. Probably some of the games I put the most time into is Smash and yeah, Smash, Xenoblade, and League of Legends.
Oh, nice. Yeah, League, definitely for me. I will never touch. I'm terrible at
No,
those type of
please,
games.
please stay away. You do not want to play it. If you don't play it, this is my PSA. Do not play League of Legends. Please don't. It's so hard. The community is really toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would only recommend it if you already have friends that like to play it,
Hmm.
and are like really into it, because yeah, the skill curve for MOBAs, multiplayer online battle arenas, which is the genre League is in,
Hmm.
things like that, things like Dota, they're incredibly difficult to pick up. And if you have the mental fortitude and you like a challenge, then by all means go ahead. But yeah, I can never personally recommend League of Legends, even though I enjoyed it a
Yeah.
lot with my friends.
Oh my gosh. I think
Fortnite instead.
I think I tried once and I just gave up, like, because my brother was like, I think he wanted to, because my brother plays League and he was like trying to
Okay.
teach me, and I'm like, dude, I can't do this. This is a lot of like thinking. I'm messing up.
It's a lot.
And he was like, oh, go after the Zergs or whatever. I'm just like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know what's going on, man. Leave. I can't do this. Then I just gave up. Then I've never played. I like watching other people play it. I think it's cool to watch being a spectator and everything. Because when I watch, there's one on YouTube, because it was like one like the coolest like comeback wins that they had in League, and I just remember because it was just trendy worldwide, and I watched it, and I was like, "Whoa, that's really cool!" How they would just like come back from all that. Looks like they were not gonna win, then all of a sudden, boom. So that's what I like doing. I like being a spectator when it comes to that, you know. But playing the game, no, not touching it. No. Yeah, thumbs up, approval from Chenergy.
Don't play League of Legends.
Yeah.
Don't do it to yourself.
What I also
You deserve better.
Thanks. What I also like about you, Chen, that when I tell you like what certain games that I've played, or maybe from your community too, I like your honesty. I like your honesty, because I was just like, Oh, I played like one of my favorite video games of all time, Sonic the Hedgehog, and I was like, oh, because you asked me, hey yo, d-Rad, what are you playing today? I'm like, oh yeah, I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog collection with the Origins. You're like, oh, I tried that, I don't like it at all. It's too hard, or it's like it's a little bit much for me, or something like that. And I was like, Chad, how could you not? This is me. I'm like, you know what? I respect him. I like his honesty. I like that about him. I think most games I mentioned to you, you're just like, nah, I don't think I could do this game, and I like it a lot because you've been to a few of my Legends of Zelda streams that I've played the classic ones, and I've asked you before, can you ever do you think you could ever do this? You're like, no, I don't think I can, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
think I think our game genres and what we like to play kind of differ a little bit. I know you like a lot of like the retro games,
Yep,
and
yep.
I think I personally find it very hard to actually go back to the retro games. I think there's a couple that stand out here and there, and a couple that I'm like particularly nostalgic about, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the first games I ever played as a kid were like the original Super Mario Brothers on the NES, as
Yep.
well as like Duck Hunt, Excite Bike, Contra. I have like a lot of good memories about because I would get carried by my uncle back
Nice.
in the day.
Nice.
Because Contra, I mean, all NES games were so hard back then, just because
Oh yeah.
there weren't as many developers back then. You like we were still in that kind of arcade style time where the whole idea was you got to make games hard, because if you make them hard, then people can't beat them, and then they'll put more coins in, they'll play again. I
Yep.
think we're like very far removed from that, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think because of some of those design choices, and also like how incredible games are today, I think I find myself really, it's really hard for me to go back and play those kind of older titles. And even with titles that I've already played, I don't find myself replaying games like I maybe did as a kid. I remember, as a kid, I would 100% a game and then do it again and then do it again and
Mm-hmm.
again. But I can't do that anymore. And maybe it's just because I'm fortunate enough now to be in a position where I can actually afford to buy new games that I enjoy. Whereas as
Right.
a kid, it was like, okay, I'm getting one game for birthday and one game for Christmas. So I gotta make them like the best games ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, but no, I think the games you play are great, and I recognize like how good they are and how impactful they were to like the industry at the time, and still like how incredible the design, the artwork, the music is and all. But yeah, it just doesn't click with me, and I think that's okay, because the good thing about gaming is there's so many games and platforms out there that there's something for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. Because retro is what I grew up to when I was a kid, so seeing all that brings so much memories to me. Like even like newer games. Like this is why I love being part of this community on Twitch, just because I get to see others play these games I've never heard of. And whenever I go on your stream, I always like really enjoy. Let's see. Yeah, with the games you've been playing, like I've seen you do the Cuphead speed runs. I've seen you do Hades. I've seen you do the Pokemon Nuzlocke, and it's pretty cool because those are something that like I could get into. And the thing is, like, I watch other streamers before I start to buy the game, and I'm just like, okay, I think I could do this game, and once I go on sale, I'll buy them, and I'll definitely play them. Just like I mostly play some of the games offline. I don't do them on stream, just to kind of get the taste of it and see if I like it. I'm like, oh, this is not bad. This is why, for example, Chenergy really likes this game. This is really cool. It's not that bad. It still has that kind of like difficulty level, but at the same time, it's really fun. And that's the most important thing, is just having fun with the games that you have. And there's just so many video games out there. So much. That's why I have a crazy backlog. But you know what I do is just like, because I get them for cheap, so I don't get them like right at the start. If anybody's wondering or anything, I get them when they're on sale. Gotta take advantage of that. When they have Black Friday sales or any deals, your boy is gonna take advantage of that and get them. Because eventually, I will stream them and show you guys the playthroughs and everything.
Have you, question for you, d-Rad, or like anyone in chat? What's the last game that you've ever pre-ordered? If you've ever pre-ordered a game.
Oh, I actually just pre-ordered a game last week. It's a
Oh, really?
Yeah. In a long time. I've not pre-ordered for a very long time, but it's a because I'm into wrestling, so it's a wrestling game, but it's very arcadey. So it brings back to like a game I used to play back in like 2002, and it's just super cool. And they brought back it's the same developers from that. So I pre-ordered that wrestling game, and it should be coming out like next week. It's called AEW Fight Forever.
Oh, interesting. I've never heard of that. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I'm the same way as you. I think I will either buy a game right when it comes out, or like, yeah, if I'm sure I'll like the game, I'll buy it like day one. But I don't see the purpose of pre-ordering games anymore, because I feel like a lot of times when you pre-order, shipping sometimes it doesn't even come on the right day. I know yeah, some people I've heard they might get you the game a day earlier, but from my experience, it always comes like a day late or two. Like I remember I was so excited for Animal Crossing, and I guess I kind of pre-ordered it. It was supposed to ship to me the day it came out, and it came like a couple of days later. I was so upset. And like, you know, we're going more digital, and you can just buy games like very instantly on there. But I really like physical copies.
Yeah.
And I have a good hunch that physical games are about to go extinct, so I might as well get them while I can. But yeah, the last game I pre-ordered, I think, was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I got their like complete edition with like the art book and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, I like waiting for sales too. If I'm not like 100% sure I want to play a game, I think sales definitely the way to go.
Yeah, because it's like, for me, it's very rare I would pre-order something unless I'm very interested and invested, because I want to play it like the day of or anything. And that's like the game that like stuck out to me, because I was like, oh my gosh, this brings back to my memories that I've been watching, just like gameplays, trailers, kind of like the reviews that, you know, the like ambassadors have been playing it and everything, and they're just like, you know what, this brings back to the memories how you were like back in like 2002, 2003. It's kind of the same. I'm like, no way, I'm gonna get it. I need something like that, because I haven't been excited for a long time for like an arcadey wrestling game like that, because I'm not big into like the realistic ones that they have, because it's just super slow, and I'm more of that like fast-paced type of style when it comes to like wrestling or like fighting games. And I'm just like, gotta get it. Let's see here. The last you ordered was, this is from Arctic Song. It's Pokemon Scarlet.
Pokemon Incomplete.
Yeah. Uncharted Legacy, says Odd Bandicoot.
Oh, Uncharted is good. I haven't played through the games, but the I've watched Let's Plays of all of the games. I don't think I've actually watched a Let's Play of Legacy. I think that's the one that stars someone else, and it's not like Nathan Drake, like the main Oh, I guess it's a... Wait, what do you call a game series that went 4 games? Is that a
like greatest
quadrilogy? Quadrilogy?
Let us know, chat.
Quartet? I have no idea. So...
Yeah. Maybe we could just Google it. Let's see. My last pre-order says Gullivar. Hey, Gullivar was God of War 2018. Ooh, God of War.
Oh, good game. Have not played it or watched it played, but I've heard good things.
It's
as well as a sequel.
Yeah. Spin-off. Oh, Uncharted Legacy is a spin-off. Never. Just trying to think. Oh, I do have Uncharted games. Gosh. I know, I'm just looking
You
at
had to, you had to look to remember. That's not a good sign.
Yeah. Hey, it was on sale. I got it. I was like,
Okay.
I gotta like look at my list. I'm like, oh, I do
you
have
have
that.
do you have a PS5?
No,
Any
not
PS5
yet.
owners?
Not yet.
Okay, because Spider-Man's coming out later this year. I'm not willing to get a PS5 just for Spider-Man 2, but man, Spider-Man looks incredible. And I know
man.
you're going through Spider-Man
Yep.
right now as well, D-Rad. But like,
So
and
good.
man, Spider-Man's such a fever dream.
Mm-hmm. He's one of my favorite, well, Marvel side superheroes of all time. I have like pretty much all like Spider-Man like movies. The last one that they had was it. That was so good. I didn't watch like the if there's like a big trailer coming up for a movie. I don't know if any of you guys are just like this too, but I don't want to spoil myself, so I watch a little bit of it and turn it off because I want to be surprised when I watch it in the movie theaters. And when I watched the last, not Spider-Verse, that's the animated one, that's not right now, but the live action one. Oh my gosh. I was just jumping up and down, and I'm just glad the movie theater was empty where I was at, because I was just like grabbing my brother. I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? I was just like screaming and everything. I'm like, no, what the best movie ever for me. I don't know. Are you like that too, Chen? Do you just watch like full trailers, or do you like to be surprised?
I would love to be surprised, but I cannot resist watching the trailers.
Yeah.
And I give them the benefit of the doubt that they're gonna craft the trailers in a way where it'll get you excited about the movie or the game, but not necessarily spoil what's in it.
Yep.
Some companies do this better than others, but yeah, for the most part, I'm like, the trailer's out. I feel like if I don't watch it, someone else is gonna talk about it. Someone else is gonna post about it.
I know.
So I might
media.
as well just watch it. Yeah.
It's just all over, because even if you watch the trailer, it's part of your algorithm too, so that will show up on.
Oh,
your,
yeah.
It'll show up on your posts
That's
everywhere.
how they get to you.
Everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything, and you're just like, what's this? No. It's really hard to avoid these days. It's hard. It's just crazy. They know what you're interested in, and it's nuts. It's nuts to me. Let's see. I like trailers, but only if they are short. Yeah, I like the short trailers too. I don't want it to go too long, because the thing is, like, yeah, I don't want to see everything. I want to see it all when I watch it in the movies or anything. Let's see here. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, sorry, I was reading
yeah.
Bandicoot's comment.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. Sorry. You can go on.
Oh, no worries. I was gonna say, speaking of Spider-Man, you watched the new one, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have, D-Rad.
Highly recommend it. I haven't seen it yet.
Go watch it. It's so good. End the stream right now. I'm
right.
leaving. I'll fly to where you are right now, and we can go watch it.
All right, let's go together. All right, see you guys.
All right, thank y'all for coming.
No introduction.
Yeah,
no outro.
that was
We're
a good
just
one.
leave. Spider-Verse. Let's go.
No, it's so good. The new Spider-Verse movie is so good. I know people have certain issues with it for reasons like spoilers. I won't go into it, but man, I think the movie is so good, and the last movie, its predecessor, Into the Spider-Verse, was just amazing too. I personally think they put the live action Spider-Mans in the garbage. But yeah, I don't know. I just think the team is so incredible there. Like the story is really good, the animation, the music, just like the general camera direction of like going from scene to scene. There's times where I'm like, that's a very cool transition, and maybe it's like the video editor in me.
Yeah.
Looking at it, but like, man, just there's I feel like there's certain games or movies where you can kind of feel the passion just ooze through the frames, and I really get that with the Spider-Verse movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I had a friend. I had a
Uh,
friend last night who told me they watched it and they thought it was overhyped. They thought it was okay. They're wrong, and that's okay. You should go watch it. It's a really good movie.
Okay. No, I will appreciate that a lot because, you know, like as an artist or a creative person, which is yourself too, that you see that. Because I like to do video editing too, and when I see little like bits when I'm like watching movies, like, ooh, that was a really nice transition. I really like how they put this and cut to this scene. Ooh, kind of like that. So that's a cool perspective to see when it comes to like movies like that. I really like that. Let's see. Since we're talking about like creativity and whatnot, how did you get into pixel art?
Oh, that's a very good question. How did I get into pixel art? I think for a good amount of my life, basically all my life up until I guess like the last like year or two, I would not consider myself a particular artistic person, especially in the sense of like graphics stuff. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like content creation or like video editing, that's certainly art, right? Dancing is its own form of art as well, but in specific regards to like artwork, pieces of graphics, I would not consider myself someone very talented in that space. Obviously, that's because I've never practiced it or done any of it. But I don't know how I found out about pixel art. I know someone named Mini Moonbun in the community does a lot of pixel art, and they're like super good at it.
Yep.
So I don't know if I was inspired by them or they found me after I started doing pixel art, but I don't know. I just had this desire to try pixel. Oh, I remember. I'm remembering as I'm telling the story. I think I found out about Sprite, the tool I used, and I put it on my wish list.
Yep.
And I talked about how I think I told some friends that, you know, hey, pixel art, it's pretty cool. It touches that element of computer science and game design because I used to study computer science, and
Okay.
there was like a club where people would design games, and a lot of times those games were in pixel art just because, you know, it's I mean, you see this with a lot of indie games, right? They go the pixel art route just because it's a lot easier to design for, it's a lot easier to implement than like a whole 3D model and things of that sort.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, you know, if there's any time or way I would get into art, it would probably be pixel art, because rather than like different strokes, different angles that I have to learn, it's just squares, and I just have to fill in squares in a particular way. Obviously, there's a lot more to it. I'm sure you're well aware of this, but yeah. So I had it on my wish list. Someone I think bought it for me for my birthday.
Yeah.
And I think it sat in my library for a while, but I think the new year started. I think 2022, 2021, whatever year it was.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I was like, I'm going to try and do it. We're going to try and learn pixel art. It'll be fun. And I guess the rest is history.
Yeah, I really enjoy seeing you do from like the start to the finish with your pixel artwork. I think that's really cool. I've never seen the program that you use because I use Adobe Illustrator to create my stuff. But it's so cool. Like just looking at your stickers right now, because I have them on my table, especially the one with the sword. That's very, very, very detailed. I really like that. I think that's one of my favorite ones, and the Kirby too. But the sword,
Thanks.
the one that you have, it's really cool. And yeah, just keep it up. I really enjoy those when you do them, like after stream too, or like before you're gonna end the game. You're just like, hey, we got at least 15 minutes. we're gonna create some pixel art on there. And guys, if you have not seen Chen's pixel artwork, please do. You post them on your Instagram, right? Or Twitter?
I
Twitter.
post them on like Twitter, Facebook, the Discord, things like that. I will say I haven't done as much pixel art recently. Feel like I've taken a step back from it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something that I want to go back into at some point. And I picked it up again the other day, or like last week. I think we drew like the Master Sword.
Oh, cool.
Which is the first time we drew something in a long time. But yeah, I think a part of me is kind of satisfied with what I've done and learned so far. And I think I'm trying to find that like passion and motivation for it again, and seeing also how that fits into like the overall stream schedule and such. But
Yeah,
no, I definitely enjoy it, but I think I'm definitely not actively pursuing it as much as I maybe did like a year or so ago when I was like just getting into it.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and no rush at all. Whenever you feel like you want to create some pixel art out there, since you already know how to do it, which is a good thing, you know, because that will always be engraved to your mind when you're just creating stuff. You're like, oh, maybe I should just create a pixel art for just today and just see if I can do this. And yeah, it's good. I like it. And you know, again, thank you so much for the stickers. I really enjoyed them. Hope to get more from you.
Yeah.
Whenever we meet each other.
we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah, then I'll exchange you with my pixel artwork too, because I don't think I gave you my. Well, I gave you a Biscuit Energy sticker, but oh yeah, the biscuit was a pixel art that I did. So you got that, but I need to give you more. Can you ask him why he hates cheese pizza? Wait, why don't you like cheese pizza? I like cheese pizza. All right, why? Tell me.
Okay, so cheese pizza is just a plain waste of money. And so I do not like cheese. I do not like cheese, and I think it's just because I did not grow up eating a lot of cheese. So I feel like cheese is kind of an acquired taste. So
Yeah,
I just grew up not really liking cheese. I always hated the smell of it. There's not too many cheeses out there that I like. Mozzarella is one of the exceptions of that, because obviously I like pepperoni pizza, but I think cheese pizza is terrible and gross and an atrocity to society, because a cheese pizza usually costs pretty much just as much as like a combo pizza or anything else.
Yeah.
Right? But to make up for their lack of ingredients and creativity on the pizza, they just add more mozzarella. and it's super plain. It tastes gross because I think it becomes too much cheese. It's too overwhelming. And you just pay for nothing. You pay for a dough, you pay for mozzarella, and like that's all you're gonna eat. And it doesn't taste good either. Just tastes like trash. So that's why I don't like cheese pizza. But I love pepperoni pizza. That stuff is delicious. Cheese pizza. Two thumbs down on the cheese pizza.
I'm gonna agree with you with the pricing. I don't understand why it's kind of like the same price as is Supreme Pizza. There's no creativity, like you're right on it, but God, it's good. when it's just by itself. I like cheese, but the thing is, like, I can't have it all the time. I think I'm lactose now, so I don't try not to eat cheese as much. So that's a good thing, Chen, that you don't eat cheese a lot, because it's really bad for you. You go into it, but it's so addicting at the same time. But it's a good thing that I don't eat cheese like every day. It's like kind of like I'll wait every month or maybe 2 months, and I'm just like, I'll have myself a cheese pizza, and that's my to-go pizza. Cheese pizza. I love cheese pizza.
It's okay to be wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's just your opinion. That's your opinion.
Okay, that's the honesty you love, right? That's the honesty you love.
Alright, I did say I liked Chan's honesty. Maybe I should take that back a little bit. I didn't know he was gonna tag cheese pizza like that. Dang.
I'm just joking. You like what you like.
Yeah.
You like what you like.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Totally cool. I still respect it. I respect the opinion of the cheese pizza. let's see here. I got two more questions for you before we head out. So Chen, I was gonna say, what are you passionate about in life?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
Mm-hmm.
What am I passionate about in life? I'd say it's a couple things, and maybe it's I guess it's always different and it's always changing, right? Because I think as we go through our lives, we and experience different things. Things like that are always gonna change and shift. But at least right now, I think I'm I think what I'm passionate about is still games. I love playing games. I love experiencing new games. I love talking about games. And not just like video games. I love like board games as well. I always have a lot of fun learning new games, figuring out their rules, figuring out maybe how to optimize it and do things in the best way, and having that sense of improvement from it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's always very fun to learn, and I think games are a great way to learn something new and kind of act as a brain teaser for your mind. I think, yeah, maybe I should read more. I think reading is probably a very good way to like keep your mind active, but definitely a fear of mine is like not using my brain as much now that we're outside of school and not learning as actively, and that my brain will become smoother by the day, by the month, until it's shiny. I really don't want that. Hope my brain stays nice and wrinkly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm very passionate about playing games. I'm passionate about I don't know if you can count this as a passion, but I really want to stay connected with people, whether that's like people in the Twitch community or like in my real life. I think what I've discovered over the last couple of years is it's really hard to keep up with people. There's just so many people, and then there's just so many hours in the day.
I know.
And it can be a real challenge to keep up with people just because everyone's on their different like work schedules. They have their own personal life. They have other friends. So yeah, I try and do my best to keep up with people, even though I may not necessarily be the best at it. I know like everyone has their like own Discords and their own channels, especially, but man, it is really challenging to keep up with everyone. There's just so many people out there in the world, but I do at least try and make an effort here and there to like keep up with people, especially now, like especially with my real life friends or my IRL friends, I guess. But yeah, because like I'm not meeting as many people as I used to, so guess that's like it's like a couple things. And I don't know if that's really interesting, but
no, you answered everything. I really like it. Thank you so much for sharing to everybody here in the community. Those are really good things, because that's I like games, so just like the same thing as you, passionate about games. I always like to showcase them and just show my love for it. And I think that's really cool that you have that kind of like same thing. And of course, people. I feel like too, because you mentioned that getting college, that you're not you want to continue learning. I'm just gonna say you're gonna learn forever. When I graduated college, I was like, man, what am I gonna like do? Like everything from school, because my professors are not there and everything. I'm gonna just tell you this: I learned so much more out of college than I ever in real life, because I accessed these like other resources that I thought I could never do, because I thought I was like, oh my gosh, I have to learn about web design and coding. I got to do that. I got to learn about like animation, visual effects. I got to learn about marketing, branding, taxes, all that stuff.
Not the taxes.
Yeah, taxes, bleh. But And I'm still continue on learning. That's the same thing you're gonna do. Because if you love to learn, you're gonna continue learning. There's so many resources out there for you. And yeah, you're gonna just keep doing it until you can't do it no more. You know? So keep it up, Chen. Alright.
I will.
I got one more question before we head out for you. This is my favorite one. It's kind of like the hard-hitting one. So, if you could choose one video game, it has to be one, that you could play forever due to replay value, good story, graphics, or anything, what video game would it be, Chenergy?
And this is assuming that I will have other people to play with, right?
Yep. You can do
like
that.
in the case of like multiplayer games.
Yep.
Okay.
You can
It would have to be. I guess it's League of Legends.
League of
No.
Legends? You're still sticking by it?
No, why is it League of Legends? No, I'm trapped. Help. Yeah, I guess it'd have to be League of Legends. I mean, I've already played this game for like 10 years straight. Yeah, if not League of Legends, it'd have to be Smash Brothers. I think for me, if I'm playing this game for the rest of my life,
Yep.
story doesn't matter, right? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna just replay the same game and the same story over and over again. I think at some point I'd get tired of that.
Mhm.
So I think the gameplay becomes that much more important in that case.
Okay.
And when you have a solid multiplayer game, your experiences will always differ because people will always get better at certain characters, at certain strategies, and also different people at different skill levels will always offer you different experiences as well.
Okay.
And I don't know if for the sake of the question, like League of Legends is a free to play game. It's a live service game, right? Like people are always updating the game.
Yep.
So I think for the purposes of this question, I'm assuming that development has stopped for the game and that they will not keep updating it. Otherwise, I feel like that's kind of a cheating question. But
I've never really went into detail about it, but that's
okay.
That's if it keeps updating, that's totally fine because it's just the same game and everything. It's just with updates.
Oh, okay.
So that's cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Then in that case, then I think a live service game makes a lot of sense because if they're gonna keep updating it with like new characters, keep making changes to like different patches, different items, things like that, that would also help keep it fresh. But yeah, if it were to stop getting updates, then I think it'd still be a lot of fun to still play that game and figure out different stuff from time to time. Like the whole roster is very big, just like Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that'd probably be my answer.
Nice.
And,
Great choice.
and yeah, I'm probably a nerd for that.
Yeah. What a nerd, says Alti. No, it's all good. Awesome. Really like your the choice of that. Well,
I can't believe I talked about League of Legends this much. No, this is such a bad sign.
I know there was a lot of League of Legends on here. I really like that. But I just want to, say to everybody, guys, thank you guys so much for taking the time again out of your morning, afternoon, evening, hanging out with me, d-Rad, PunX, and Chenergy. We really do appreciate your time. And Chenergy, this was awesome. Like I swear, I think I could talk to you for maybe 2-3 hours, just about like video games, water rice. Even though I don't know much about League, you could tell me about League, that too. Just a lot about everything. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. No, this was a lot. This is a lot of fun. If you ever do a season 2 where you like bring back guests, let me know. I'm happy to come back on. This was very fun. And like you said, I feel like we scraped the tip of the iceberg with a lot of the topics.
Yep. We got through everything too, so that's which I really like. But yeah, I definitely would like to have you on again for a part 2. Maybe we could talk about water rice again. See if you have like any updates on the water rice. Did you add anything
no
new
update.
to it?
Water rice is perfect as is. No changes are necessary.
All right. Cool. Alright, I'm just looking for a raid target right now. Let's see. Okay, maybe. Okay, I think I found one.
With cinnamon. Ooh, that's gross. Thumbs down. Thumbs
Wait,
down.
water
But yeah,
rice?
thank
What
thank
with
y'all
cinnamon?
for hanging out and
Yeah.
and having me.
Thank you.
It's
Thank you.
been fun.
Nice. What do you got going on today for ya?
Nothing particularly exciting. Gonna probably do laundry and take care of some house chore stuff. Um,
I feel you on that.
I think I told some friends that we might play games later. Might play League of Legends. We'll see.
Yeah, if you guys want to
Oh,
play
it's
League,
so
go
bad.
hit
It's so bad.
go hit up Chenergy. He's gonna play more
Gonna play
League.
more League of Legends. You're not wrong, Ouch. You're not wrong. It's so bad. So bad. Actually, I was thinking about potentially playing Pokemon Unite again.
Oh.
One of my friends that I play League of Legends with talked about, and we I think we played Pokemon Unite when it came out, and we had the thought of possibly like coming back to it.
Oh,
Just to,
okay.
like switch things up a little bit.
I played it and I didn't like it because I'm not really good at those games. I really gave it a shot. I streamed it, and I think some peeps were like that were watching it. They're like, "D-Rad, are you having fun?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm sorry." I was like really upset.
No.
I was like, "I'm not having fun. I'm sorry, guys." I love Pokemon, but
Yeah, no, it's a hard game.
yeah.
It's a hard game.
And I was just like, man, I'm just not good at this. Because I can tell my teammate was really mad at me for kind of blowing the game. I was trying. I was like, come on, man. I'm trying to level up, trying to get all these, attacking these dudes. And they're just like, you keep on dying. Thank God there's no chat on there. They'd totally tell me to get off the game, man. Like, if there was like live chat, like, just like if you're playing like League of Legends and you just see through it, if they had like section for that. I'm just like, ooh, I'm out of here. Can't do that. I'm gonna do my ending outro here, but thank you guys so much for the follow. So thank you, Arctic Song, thank you, and a number gave me a follow too. Okay, thank you so much.
Might need to check that one.
Yeah, that's interesting. Never had that before. Let's see. I was gonna say, thank you peeps for watching episode 21 of Lunching with a Friendo featuring Chenergy. I really appreciate all you peeps for watching. If you ain't following me on the socials, everything is at d-Rad punks there, above there. Of course, you're watching on Twitch. I'm also on YouTube, SoundCloud, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Bye. Is there anything Chenergy where people can follow you at besides your Twitch channel?
Yeah, if you like just seeing personal best records, I do post when those occur on my YouTube channel. That's also Chenergy. I post pixel arts and some stream schedule stuff on Twitter and Facebook. That interests you as well. And we also have the classic Discord as well if you want to add another one to the list. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I think the main thing is obviously, yeah, the twitch.tv/Chenergy, where we stream on Tuesday nights PST and Saturday morning PST as well. But yeah,
Cool.
thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. Bye!
Bye.